Hello everyone! Welcome to Concafras Global Webinar. Our event will start shortly and we will have participants from countless countries. Hello, Gabriela!
Hello, Lucas. Hello, everyone. I'm really happy to be here with all of you. And to start our event right now, I will invite everybody to tune in into Jesus right now and invite Christian Joy to bring a little bit of happiness and good vibrations for our event. Please, Christian Joy, come and join us.
When I am down, I know my soul so weary. When troubles comes and my heart burneth deep, that I am still waiting in the silence until you come and sit wide with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. There is no life without this hunger. Each restless heart beats so imperfectly. But then you come and I feel of wonder. Sometimes I feel I glimpse eternity. You raise me up so I can stand on mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more that I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more that I can see. You raise me up so I can stand on mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more that I can be. You raise me up to more that I can be.
Voar na imensidão do céu, evoluir pra bem melhor, deixar pra trás o homem velho que há em nós, buscar a luz do amor e o mundo em paz viver assim, plantando o bem, colhendo flores em jardins de luz espalhados por aí, explosões constantes de um amor sem fim. Eu quero ver, eu quero um novo amanhecer, cheio de paz, amor e sol, e olhares cheios de esperança e luz. Viver assim é bem melhor, mas pra mudar o mundo inteiro é preciso mudar a gente primeiro. Voar na imensidão do céu, evoluir pra bem melhor, deixar pra trás o homem velho que há em nós, buscar a luz do amor e o mundo em paz viver assim, plantando bem, colhendo flores em jardins de luz espalhados por aí, explosões constantes de um amor sem fim. Eu quero ver, eu quero um novo amanhecer, cheio de paz, amor e sol, e olhares cheios de esperança e luz. Viver assim é bem melhor, mas pra mudar o mundo inteiro é preciso mudar a gente primeiro.
Sing this song along with me. Just open up your hearts. Feel harmony and peace inside yourself. Life is a great school, teaching always to do good. Learning that in order to be happy we need to help. Learning to accept that everyone deserves respect. Uniting all their hearts with a gesture of affection. Finding our happiness will be spreading joy. There is no other way. Charity is the solution. Only one love, only one ideal. So love and peace in the world. Concafras, feel the life within ourselves, and love will certainly appear, and the world will be in peace. Sing this song along with me. Just open up your hearts. Feel harmony and peace inside yourself. Life is a great school, teaching always to do good. Learning that in order to be happy we need to help. Learning to accept that everyone deserves respect. Uniting all their hearts with a gesture of affection. Finding our happiness will be spreading joy. There is no other way. Charity is the solution. Only one love, only one ideal, so in love and peace in the world. Concafras, feel the life within ourselves, and love will certainly appear, and the world will be in peace. Only one love, only love ideal, so in love and peace in the world. Concafras, feel the life within ourselves, and love will certainly appear, and the world will be in peace.
Hi everyone! Welcome to Concafras Global Webinar. Our event will start shortly with a schedule that was prepared with lovely care. We remind that you will be able to interact with us through the YouTube chat. Send us your message and tell us, where are you from?
Very well, Lucas. Listen, while we are waiting to start our event full of useful content, shall we tune into the good Spiritist music once again? We invite Christian Joy team to be with us in this moment. Please, Christian Joy, come on.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start, when the sun turns off the moonlight. We get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise, and on the other side of the mountain there's always a whole new road, a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win in the new round. On the other side of the mountain there's always a whole new road, and the new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round. It's always a win in the new round.
Jesus Christ, let us preach the peace, let us
spreads the love. In this world already wonderful, will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, and the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let us hold our hands and be together on this road. And we take peace and love and spread it to the world. Good vibes, laughter, and shout out. So into the world, always follow the footsteps of our Lord. All roads that I shall walk on. So in seas of peace, these lights that keep shining. Brighter, brighter, we'll be brighter, brighter, we'll be brighter, brighter,
Now, guys, let's sing everybody working with the vowels.
My life is very happy night and day. With me I really feel a bunch of energy. The eyes shows me how important it is to give. I am over helpful, that's how I love to live. Whoa, working is so good, it's good. Whoa, working is so good, it's good. Whoa, it's so good. A-E-I-O. You have a lot of work to do, and I'm inviting you to U-O-I-E. Dedicating heart and soul, I am happy every day. A-I-O-U. I'm inviting you to U-O-I-E. I am happy every day. A-I-O-U. I'm inviting you to U-O-I-E. I am happy every day. Every day. Every day.
Bye-bye. Let's go on, let's go on.
Estrada, com a direção já traçada, eu vou seguir. Com o pé na estrada, com a direção já traçada, eu vou seguir. Não olhes pra trás e nunca digas eu não sou capaz. Nunca digas eu não vou chegar. Eu já fui e vou, irei outras vezes se preciso for. Esta estrada é feita pra trilhar. Se Deus é o sol, somos a terra, então vamos nos iluminar. Se a vida é a chance de nos melhorar, vamos então aproveitar. Não olhes pra trás e nunca digas eu não sou capaz. Nunca digas eu não vou chegar. Eu já fui e vou, irei outras vezes se preciso for. Esta estrada é feita pra trilhar. Com o pé na estrada.
Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Concafras Global Webinar, We are really, really glad to start our programming at this moment.
Yes, and we are preparing now for the opening prayer. We invite the Christian Joy team again to sing a few more songs, and let's get ready for the prayer, please.
All the heavens organizing to transform us deep inside. Jesus is already helping us to reach a brand new life. Ways of actions of such beauty can come from our own true hands. Feelings that are so triumphant bloom so naturally. Well then, I better be ready inside, so that I won't fight or comply. Invincible love has to grow and reach everyone. All I want is just to share my love, a whole lot of new affections gain thereof. There's a light that comes to shine so bright into our minds for our God to glorify. All the heavens organizing to transform us deep inside. Jesus is already helping us to reach a brand new life. Ways of actions of such beauty can come from our own true hands. Feelings that are so triumphant bloom so naturally. Well then, I better be ready inside, so that I won't fight or comply. Invincible love has to grow and reach everyone. All I want is just to share my love, the whole lot of new affections gain thereof. There's a light that comes to shine so bright into our mind for our God to glorify.
Let's shine the light. These words light up the consoler to those lonely and afflicted. Freedom to who is tired without knowing and live is to be part of a greater world. Spiritist book is light, read and shine, campaign of good, be there from line everywhere. Chico Xavier. light in our lives. Spiritist book is light, read and shine, campaign of good, be the front line everywhere. Chico Xavier, for us will care. Spiritist book is light, read and shine, campaign of good, be there from line everywhere. Chico Xavier, for us will care.
Oh my gosh, Lucas, I feel so elevated now. And for this moment, then we invite our sister Fatima Pereira from Johannesburg, South Africa, to give for us the opening prayer. Please, Fatima.
Jesus, we thank you for giving us another day. We place this day on your hands, Father. We pray that we will be blessed with the same kind of strength to endure life for our sake. We also want to give you thanks for waking us up on this glorious day. We give thanks for health, strength, grace, forgiveness, peace, joy, and loving us. Lead us, Father. Whatever we do it in the name of Jesus Christ. I plead the blood of Jesus over our bodies and soul. You are the shepherd, strength, and faith. Bless us with your blessings of healing, with energies of courage to face the journey of life. So be it.
Thank you very much, Fatima.
It's a pleasure. A pleasure.
Hello, brothers and sisters from so many countries. We are happy to launch the Concafras Global webinar. Concafras is a meeting of Spiritist volunteers that emerged with the purpose of promoting the Alta de Souza fraternity campaigns. However, currently it has several objectives.
In each one of our study activities, in the practice of charity and the dissemination of the Spiritist doctrine, we feel the presence of our Master Jesus Christ to inspire us for good.
Yeah, and in addition, Gabriela, we have participants from different countries here with us. Welcome, everyone. We remind you that you'll be able to interact with us through the YouTube chat. Send us your message and tell us where are you from.
Great, we are waiting for you, brothers and sisters. We know that prayer is a support for the soul. God answers all of our help requests. Jesus always strengthens us so that we can overcome all the pains and difficulties of the way. Today, after the lectures, we will have a spiritual treatment. Yes, that's it. And pass at a distance. We will receive blessings from above for our benefit and the benefit of those we love. Okay? We know that for spirits, there are no boundaries. So spiritual treatment at a distance is totally possible and effective as well to reach our needs. Then please, I'll ask you, all of you, to prepare a container of pure water to be fluidized during the treatment, okay?
So, to begin, we invite our sister Ana Claudia Emlinger from the United States to, on behalf of the Concafras World Council, give us a welcome to all participants in this event.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear brothers and sisters, in the name of the Global Concafras Council, it is my honor to welcome you to our Global Concafras webinar. Here we are from different nations united by the same ideal. Spiritism brings us together using technology to build the bridges that will keep us connected. May Jesus bless each one of us. And again, be very welcome to this banquet of light.
brothers and sisters from all over the world. In the name of the Global Concafras Council, I'm also very happy to welcome you all to our first webinar. May Jesus bless these moments full of learning. Blessed be the knowledge brought by the Spiritism, full of joy and consolation. Be very welcome to this spiritual party. Now, let's start our doctrinal program. Today's first lecture will be Overcoming Depression, and who will bring these reflections to the light of the Spiritist doctrine is our brother Rodrigo Scalia from Uberlândia City, Brazil.
We point out our friend Rodrigo has scientific and spiritist knowledge around this topic, bringing important information to all of us, especially to strengthen our hearts in these moments in which we live. Rodrigo, be welcome, my friend.
Well, hello there. My name is Rodrigo. I am a psychiatrist in Brazil. And today we're talking about depression, one of the main causes of disability in the whole world, and something extremely important because it's one of the most important diseases of the century. We got like 15 to 16% of the population with this disease during their lives. On each year, 6% of the population gets depression. And when we are talking about women, we have 2 to 3 times more depression than men. So it's very important to talk about depression because in Spiritism, we get a very clear way to prevent and to cope with depression. And I know you are very familiar with the depression symptoms. We would like just to remember some of the symptoms, but you got depressed humor, you got less pleasure on your activities. You can lose or gain weight. You have a sleep disorder. You can't sleep, or sometimes you sleep too much. It can happen that your thoughts, I'm sorry, your thoughts are too fast or too slow, and you experience a loss of energy, so you don't have the same vitality. You don't have the same amount of energy to do your things, your work, or your home chores. And it's very common that the person experiencing the depression feels a lot of guilt. So it feels guilty all the time about something small it made on the past, or something big it made on the past. But it's very common that the person experiencing the depression, it's not feeling okay about his or her acts. You can have concentration problems, you can have indecision. So it's something that can even occurs with suicidal thoughts. And that's so important because we know that we got treatment for depression. We already know depression is an inflammatory disease and the brain is inflamed. We got a lot of imbalance on the chemicals of the brain. We got a lot of big areas of the brain that are not working well, but we are not sure about the cause of depression. And we are not sure about all that it's happening on the whole body. And something that Spiritism can add a lot to, it's the belief that we are made from spirit and a perispirit and a body. So through Spiritism, we are not just this body. We got a soul, and that soul evolves during incarnations. So what does that mean to us? And that's everything that happened here. It happens for a reason, and you have a responsibility to the things that happens to you. So according to Spiritism, you're not depressed just because you have the gene for depression. We know that the genetics is something that your own spirits defines when it comes to the earth. So we believe that the things that you do on another incarnation reflects on the genes that you have on this incarnation. And that's why even that you have more genes related to depression, that just happens because you made something on the past. That just happened because your soul, your spirit, get a lot of bad habits on other lives. So that help us cope with depression, but because suddenly God's not unfair. God is just giving to you what you seed, the seeds that you plant in another incarnation. So when we talk about treatment, it's something that's very well known that not all the not all the treatment works. Some of the treatment doesn't work. Even when you use medicines, sometimes it doesn't work. And even when you associate it with therapy. So yes, it's something very important to do. So you really should work with medicines. You really should look for a psychiatrist, for a psychologist. But we really believe that if you associate, if you add a spiritual treatment, that can help you cope with your depression. And we got a lot of studies that show that. When we so we know, yes, we can have pills, we can have psychotherapy, you can even use ACT, that's electroconvulsive therapy, to help you cope with your depression. And that works. But we really think that that's not enough. Because if you got a soul and that soul is evolving and needs to learn things to get better, if you associate knowledge from Spiritism, you can cope with depression in a better way. So that's what we get when we read the Gospel according to Spiritism in chapter 5. So Allan Kardec is the organizing of this, the Gospel according to Spiritism. Do you know why sometimes a vague sadness fills your heart, leading you to consider that life is bitter? This is because your spirit, aspiring to happiness and liberty, on finding itself tied to the physical body, which acts like a prison, becomes exhausted through vain efforts to seek release. So one of the things that can make you do not feel well, it's because your spirit is feeling trapped. It's like when you are accustomed to a very good life and suddenly you have some problems and you are not on a good place anymore, and you remember how your good life was, so you start to feel trapped, and that can make you feel bad. So that's one of the things that can make you feel this kind of melancholia, this kind of sadness that can make you consider the life is bitter, right? So even when depression occurs because of a well-defined psychogenesis antecedents, such as heredity or by psychosocial factors and others, its deep cause It's always the indebted spirit who reborns to free itself from the painful obligation it gave itself in. So we are here to evolve, we're here to get better. And Spiritism can help you do that and can help you with a lot of ways. How Spiritism can help? First, helping you to have insights about what's really happening. Like, if there, we believe that there's spirits, and sometimes a bad spirits can try to harm you. Some spirit that's not evolved enough, that doesn't like you because something you did for him in another life. So that's what we call an obsessor or an obsessive spirit. And that's what Allan Kardec tell us on the book Heaven and Hell. Can an obsessive spirit really drive a man to suicide? Surely he can. For obsession itself, it's a mode of trial, may assume our forms, but there's no excuse for the deed. Man has always his free will, and he is consequently free to yield or to resist the suggestions to which he is exposed. So yes, spirits can influence you, but they are not the cause of your suicide, because you always have your free will, always. And when we know that there's another life, when we know, when we are sure there's God, and God is helping us, God is, it's good to us. When we really believe that, that can help us cope with depression. That can help us not thinking about suicide again. So that's why we believe that if you start to realizing that the life continues, you're not getting away from your problems when you suicide, then depression gets better. So today on science, we know that happiness is 50% genetics. It's 40%. So for us, it's spiritual evolution. Genetics is your own genes that you planted in another life. Only 10% are circumstances, and 40% is intentional activities. You can change these intentional activities. How? On Spiritism, it can help you with spiritual treatment, it can help you with magnetic water, it can help you cultivating optimism, it can help you avoiding overthinking and social comparison, and practicing acts of kindness, nurturing social relationships, developing strategies for coping with depression, and increasing flow experience, like when we're praying or when we're singing. So all of these activities that has been already proved by science that are good for depression, you can have that on a spiritual center near to you, even online. We got a lot of online spiritism centers and communities that you can help you cope with depression. So I know it was very fast for us to think about something that's so complex, but depression is something that is very important, and that when we believe about another lives, when we believe that God is helping us, we can really cope it on a better way. Thank you very much for listening to me. If you did not understand me, all of my English, feel free to address me anytime you want. Okay, thank you so much, and see you next time.
Lucas, look at this. It seems that people really like this first lecture. I did. I can tell you that. And it was really, really enlightening for all of us. Let's see now, please, some comments made on our social networks. Let's see. Oh, look at this.
Okay. I really loved Gabi. And see, Hosanna said, may Jesus' blessing bring us peace and hope. Thank you, Hosanna, to all of us. Do you have more comments? Ok, Grupo Espírita Dios, Cristo y Caridad. Rodrigo, what an important conference to prevent suicide. Yes, my friends, it was really important because depression is one of the doors to suicide. Gabi, do you have comments for you?
I want to check. Do you have? Can we see another one? Look at this, Vitor Rojas. Congratulations, my brothers. What a joy is this peace event. I agree, Vitor. Thank you for your participation here. Do we have more here? From Ana Oliveira. Ana, it's a pleasure to have you all here. Hello, everyone. Much peace, Anna, Alabama, USA. Oh, thank you, Anna. Very good. Now, what are you going to do, Lucas?
Well, now we'll begin our second lecture with the theme, what is Spiritism? It's a very timely topic so that we can better understand what the Spiritist doctrine is and what are its most relevant aspects.
Very good. And who will lead us at this moment is our sister Anna Claudia Emlinger from Massachusetts, United States. Welcome, Anna Claudia. Please.
It is my distinct pleasure and honor to present the topic of today. What is Spiritism? My name is Ana Mesquita Emlinger. I live in Massachusetts, United States. Many people wonder, where do we come from? Where are we going to? Why are we on earth? Is there life after death? Can we communicate with those that passed before us? Does God exist? Spiritism brings knowledge of those things among many others, so attracting mankind towards the true principles of God's law and offering consolation through faith and hope. Allan Kardec. But what is Spiritism? Spiritism started in the 19th century by the French educator Hippolyte Léon Denisard Rivail, who, under the pen name of Allan Kardec, published books on the nature, origin, and destiny of spirits and their relation with the corporeal world. Spiritism is simultaneously a science of observation, a philosophical doctrine, and a body of moral principles. As a practical science, it consists in the relations that can be established with spirits. These relations can be measured, verified, and analyzed. As a philosophy, it entails all the moral consequences that result from such relations. And as a religion, it presents moral principles in agreement with those taught by Jesus. One very important point is that Spiritism as a religion is a non-traditional religion that counts on the enlightenment of science. Allan Kardec was very serious about it, to the point that he mentioned, if science ever proves that Spiritism is wrong at a certain point, abandon that point and continue with science. Spiritism can then be symbolized as a triangle of spiritual forces. This is a message received by the medium Francisco Cândido Xavier, dictated by the spirit Emmanuel, who said about this triangle of spiritual forces that science and philosophy link this symbolical figure to earth. However, religion is the divine angle that connects it to heaven. How did Kardec derive and categorize this information? Allan Kardec utilized his science and mathematic background to gather data points from many different locations as possible. In his own words, if the spirits who have revealed it had manifested to only one person, nothing would guarantee its origin, for it would be necessary to believe the word of whoever stated that he or she had received their teachings. And he continues, the only true guarantee for Spirit's teaching is in the overall agreement amongst revelations made spontaneously through a large number of mediums, known, unknown. The only true guarantee for Spirit's teachings is in the overall agreement amongst revelations, made spontaneously through a large number of mediums, unknown to one another, and in several different locations. The fundamental details of Spiritism can be found in 5 books. They are a compilation of questions asked by Allan Kardec and answers dictated by spirits. Kardec's revelation. The fundamental details of Spiritism can be found in 5 books. They are a compilation of questions asked by Allan Kardec and answered by the spirits, Kardec's reflections and experiences, as well as teachings and essays on the spirit world between the years 1857 and 1868. The first book published was the Spirit's Book in 1857. In 1861, we had the Medium's Book. In 1864, the Gospel according to Spiritism. In 1865, Heaven and Hell. And in 1868, Genesis, the Miracles and Predictions according to Spiritism. The main principles of Spiritism are here summarized. God is the supreme intelligence, first cause of all things. In addition to the corporeal world inhabited by incarnate spirits, which are all of us, there exists the spiritual world inhabited by discarnate spirits. Spirits are always progressing. In their multiple physical existences, they may sometimes become stationary, but they never regress. And the speed of their intellectual and moral progress depends on the efforts they make to attain perfection. Spirits preserve their individuality before, during, and after each incarnation. Mediumship, which allows the spirits to communicate with us, is a faculty inherent of human beings. That's what we saw when we presented the message from the Spirit Emmanuel received by the medium Francisco Cândido Xavier. It was through the mediumship of Chico Xavier that this communication was possible. There are other inhabited worlds in the universe with beings at different degrees of evolution. One other very important point is that there's nothing, absolutely nothing of magic or witchcraft in Spiritism. And another point is that following the orientation of the moral principle found in the gospel, give for free what you receive for free, all Spiritist practice is free of charge. How are Spiritist ideas disseminated? Spiritist ideas are mainly disseminated through Spiritist books and the practice of charity. And to conclude our presentation, we would like to remind that Spiritism brings Jesus as a perfect guide and model to be followed. In the words of Allan Kardec, moral improvement guided by Spiritism is based on the precepts of the gospel of Jesus, considered model and guide of humanity. For man, Jesus represents the kind of moral perfection that humanity can aspire to on earth. Allan Kardec, The Spirit's Book. And I hope this short presentation helps to spark your curiosity to learn more about the science, philosophy, and religion called Spiritism. Thank you.
Gabi, what a nice talk. I'm really happy to listen to it. We have with us people from several countries, lots of countries. We would like to give a big hug to our brothers and sisters from Lebanon, from Canada, from South Africa, from Argentina, from Zimbabwe, from Belgium, uh, from USA. If I forgot any country, please let me know in the comments. Look here, Peter Bruno, glad to join you all.
Yes.
Peter from Kenya. Gabi, do you want to read some comments for us?
Please, I want to read what Peter said. Let's see it again, please. Peter from Kenya. He said, glad to join you all. It's a blessing. Peter from Kenya, thank you, my brother. You are very welcome to be here with us. Look, another one, Vemisi. Nice talk. As always, pray and watch are tools to help us coping with depression. Yes, exactly, Vemisi. That's a very important thing to do, okay? Mainly in depression. There's another one, Lucas.
Yeah, I can read it. Look, Rodrigo Villar, he said, Kardec showed us that reasoning faith is the way to analyze facts of our existence. Exactly, Rodrigo. It's a very important knowledge, this reasoning faith. Do we have more production? Publio Santos from Canada, my friend. What a wonderful time to learn. Yes,
Exactly.
It's always a good time to learn. Always. Do we have any
Yes,
more?
and since... Oh, you have more. Rafael Araújo, let's share these blessed words. Yes, Rafael, let's do it. And to keep going with this study that we're doing today, we have, Lucas, now our third topic, and it is a very important one. Tell me one thing. Do you know that another silent and very dangerous epidemic has humanity witnessed?
Oh, tell me, what is this epidemic, Gabi?
It's suicide. To address this very delicate and worrying topic, we invite our sister Ana Lucia Oliveira, who lives in Birmingham, Alabama, United States, to speak a little bit for us. Ana Lucia will bring very important information to all of us. Please be welcome, my friend.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Anna Oliveira, and I'm happy to be here to talk to you guys about suicide, a silent pandemic. So, what do you guys think? Do you think suicide is common? Do you know anyone who died of suicide? In my case, the answer to that question is actually yes, right? Either be in our families or our classwork mates or the classwork friends of our kids, popular figures. The statistics around suicide, they are very sobering. So WHO says that close to 800,000 people die of suicide every year. What it is about one death every 40 seconds, with a lot of young people being also affected by that, right? Suicide being the second leading cause of death among people aged 15 to 29. Actually, here in Alabama, our numbers, it's for suicide are double our numbers for homicides. So looking into the statistics, we can see that it is a problem. It is common. So we're gonna talk in this little short time we have together about, what is suicide, about some characteristics, how to prevent it, and also what does Spiritism says about it. So is suicide preventable? What do y'all think? So according to WHO, it is, right, and they have a specific efforts that can be taken in different areas of society, school, healthcare, community. But basically, all these actions to prevent suicide, they go around two main areas: identifying people at risk and then supporting them. And the support can be financial support, can be help, just taking them to the doctor, if they have a mental health problem, for example, addiction, or it can be just listening to them, right? And the support needs to extend also to the families, to the loved ones, because unfortunately, suicide affects not only the person at the center of the problem, but a lot of people around them. So the support is really for all of us. So in terms of the signs, how do I identify? How do I know that somebody is at risk? So the main thing that people feel is really that they feel like they're in a lot of pain, right? And that pain makes them isolate themselves, make them lack interest for things, even things that they used to love before. Now they have no interest in doing those things. Being hopeless or feeling hopelessness, it's really a warning sign. So basically, it's a different behavior. A difference in behavior is what you're looking for to use that opportunity to talk about, this topic. And unfortunately, if this sadness, this isolation, this hopelessness, if all of that is mixed with alcohol, with drugs, then it makes the situation even more complicated. And it's when, the risk even increases. So who are those people that are affected by suicide, right? It can be a doctor, like this beautiful doctor that from New York that actually was taking care of COVID patients, right? So she's a regular people, maybe not that famous. It can be famous people like Anthony Bourdain, who wrote books, won awards, was on TV, right? Was traveling, eating different foods, probably somebody that we would think, just looking from the outside, that was having the time of his life. It can be college students, it can be vets, it can be the elderly. So, the numbers of suicides are really sad and shocking, but being educated about the problem and talking about it, it's something that actually helps. So if talking helps, what if someone tells me that they are considering suicide? So the simple answer is talk to them, right? And you probably say, whoa, no way, right? If I ask someone, if I try to talk to them about the topic of suicide, I'll be putting ideas in their heads, and I don't want to do that. Well, the research shows actually that you're not going to be putting idea in people's head. You are not. Actually, you're giving these people a chance for something that they have been looking for a long time. That is somebody to share how they feel, somebody that can listen to them, right? So you're not putting ideas in people's head. So how does go that talk if talking helps? Well, the first thing is to remain calm. So you do not give this idea to that person that is so courageous, that is actually so brave and sharing something personal with you. You don't give them the idea that now you are worse than actually they are. So try not to judge, not to minimize their pain, not to give your own opinion, not preach or teach, not use empty words of encouragement, right? So it's not about you, it's about them. Try to not put yourself into the conversation, give examples for you. What do you think, right? And sometimes even when we use empty words of encouragement, we're trying to do the best. We want to say, oh, it's going to be okay. We really wish for that. That's our hope, that that is going to be okay. But to the other person, that might sound like you really don't understand how they're feeling, how serious that is, right? So what if you're talking and then you say something wrong? Well, don't give up. Just talk naturally in a very genuine way, an honest way, caring way, and say, oops, I made a mistake. Let me take that back. Let me say it again, right? Supporting is important, but what if the person does not want help? It's okay. It's okay for them not to want help. And you just continue showing them your support in a very fraternal, kind manner, right? That the research shows that that is actually helpful. It's positive, right? So if you need help, get help. If you know somebody who needs help, give help, right? And give help sometimes is just help them navigate through some resources and connect them with some organizations that actually are specialized in this problem. So now that we know a little bit more about suicide, what does Spiritism say about it, right? So for talking a little bit about that, I chose this quote from this book called Astral City by the Spirit Under Lewis. There is also a movie about this book, and this book is the first one in a series of books that talk about the life in the spiritual world. So we'll go each part of this quote. The first part says, life does not cease and death is a dark game of illusions. So in Spiritism, we do believe in the immortality of the soul, right? And because of that, it's okay for us to pray for our loved ones who have already departed Earth and they are in the spiritual world. In the middle of that quote, Andrew Lewis says that closing the eyes of the body does not decide our destinies. And we in Spiritism, we strongly believe that suicide is not the solution. So let me say again, not the solution, right? On the contrary, that whole pain that we so desperately need to get rid of. And when we think about suicide, when we die by suicide, unfortunately, that pain that does not go away. It stay with us even as we move into the spiritual world, right? So also it's important to know that God does not forsake us, right? It doesn't matter what we do. The love from God to each and every one of us, it's not conditional to how we behave, what we do. It's not. So there's always help, right? And the Spiritist literature is very, it's full of books that talk about the topic, and I just brought these three, and all of them are in English. So the last part, he says that you have to navigate your own drama or comedy, right? So in Spiritism, we believe in the law of cause and effect. So nothing is really random, or, everything we think there is a reason. So everything we're feeling right now, we are experiencing right now, is a consequence of something we have done before, right? We also believe in reincarnation, but just because we have multiple lives, it doesn't mean that we can waste any, that we get to not live them fully, right? We do believe in what is saying right there on the slide, that life is a precious gift from God and should be honored in all its forms. So each incarnation that we have, or birth, or the life, it's a second chance that we have, a chance to do better, right? A chance to start fresh and have a do-over, right? Each incarnation is a chance to live, to thrive, to progress, to become a better version of ourselves, right? And like Jesus said, that he came so that we can have life and life in abundance, right? So in terms of preventing suicide, right, what we are trying to do is really to improve our health. And when we talk about health, we talk about body, mind, and spirit, right? So taking care of our body, what do we eat, what we drink, taking care of is sleeping, right? All of these things are important things. Going to the doctor, reading uplifting messages and books, giving, helping others, that is also helps our well-being. Praying, meditating, right? All of this coupled with, faith, with the faith in the future life, faith in God and his love and his mercy for us. All of that can help us be more confident, feel more encouraged, more courageous to face all the challenges that we might face in life, right? So remember, and I'll say it again too, that God does not forsake us, right? It doesn't matter what we do. It really does not matter, right? And we also do not believe in eternal punishment in Spiritism. So to close, I really want to leave you with these words from the Apostle Paul. So he says in Romans, "For I am convinced that neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers, neither height or depth, nor anything else in all creation will be able to separate us from the love of God that is in Christ Jesus our Lord." So everyone, thank you for listening. And remember that life is worth living. So life is always worth living. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ana Lucia, for such enlightening reflections. Gabriela, regarding all this problem that Ana Lucia just addressed for us, is there anything we can do?
Lucas, there is indeed. But first, I want again to say welcome to Syria, Lebanon, and Austria, which join us now. Please be welcome, my friends. Concafras has always supported actions to promote and to practice charity, and this webinar we can collaborate by doing a small action of enlightenment and consolation.
Well, I think we lost some phrase, Gabi. But yes, how can we do this action to help the epidemic of suicide, Gabi?
Okay, listen, this action can be done in the end of our webinar, okay? On the link that appears on your screen at this moment. Yes, that's the one. That's the one. Linktree, Concafras Global. A Spiritist suicidal prevention message was posted in several languages. And if you are in a Concafras WhatsApp group, this link will be also posted there, okay? But please do not access the link now. Do it after the webinar.
I got it, Gabi. So after the webinar ends, we will open this link. We will choose the
Exactly.
folder in the language we prefer. We will download the message on our computer or in our mobile phone, and then we will share it in our social networks like Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, Facebook. Is that it?
Exactly, Lucas, exactly. Okay. This is our invitation for those who are watching us right now. And we will collaborate with the dissemination of this suicide prevention message. And so that we can understand better how we can assist in this task. We invite now our sister Ana Lucia, who lives in Birmingham, Alabama, United States, to help us at this moment.
Hello, my friends. Hello, brothers and sisters. Is everyone excited about participating in suicide prevention in practice? Okay, so let's go disseminate a message of consolation in the prevention of suicide. Shall we? It's very simple. I'm going to show you. So the first thing you have to do is to access this site right here. So this is a page on Linktree for Concafras Global. So as you click on this link or as you copy and paste, you should be able to come to this page right here. That is the page on Linktree for Concafras Global. So you can see in this page that you have different folders here with messages in different languages. So we have one page for English, Portuguese, Spanish, French, Italian, German, Arabic, Japanese, and Esperanto. So the first thing you need to do once you get to this page is to actually choose the folder of the language of your choice. So we're gonna click right now here on the folder for English. Once inside the folder, you can see that you have the message in English, and then you have some videos here, some tutorials telling you, teaching you how to post that message in the social media platform of your choice. So in here we have Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. And we have videos for people with Android type phones or with iPhones. So once we are here in this page, the first thing to do is to save this message, right? So I'm on my computer, so I'm gonna right click, click on download, and now this message is on my computer. If you are doing this process from your phone or your tablet, just save the message to those devices. Then you choose one of these videos if you need to be able to share the message on social media, depending on what social media platform you want to share. If later you want to share again this message in another social media platform, or if you want to share one of the messages in another language, it's not a problem. Even after the webinar is over, this page here on Linktree, it will still be available for you. One other little thing that we ask you to do is that if you can, please add our hashtag. So we created a hashtag for this campaign that is Concafras for Life, and we ask you that you add that so that we can have a little bit more of reach in social media. Okay, so the hashtag is hashtag CONCAFRAS Concafras for Life. So this is it. That's what it is. It's very easy, right? So we hope that you are able to help us to participate with us in this practice, in this practical act of sharing messages, in suicide prevention. So Concafras for Life.
Well, that's really easy. So after the webinar, let's us all cooperate sharing the message against suicide. And to expand the scope of our post and the numbers of likes, we suggest that you include the hashtag Concafras for Life, which appears there on your screen. Here. Let's collaborate in this personal dissemination, people.
Yes, please, I will. Type the link that appears on your screen, and at that moment that we can see right here below, and remember that if you are in any Concafras WhatsApp group, the link will be also posted there. Okay? Well, I think it will be amazing. What do you think, Lucas?
I think it will be amazing to spread this message.
Okay, each one of us will be able to spread the message after the webinar all over the week as well. You don't have to do only today. By the way, if you will be able to calmly watch the tutorials that teach us how to share, okay? We are all invited to accomplish this action in a greater good.
Yes. Let's see, Gabi, who is also excited to do these practices after the webinar. Let's see some comments in our chat.
Let's see.
Okay,
Rosemary Neves. She said, yes, life is a precious gift. I totally agree, Rosie. That's what we learned. Very good. Do we have more? Okay, Maria Luna. Understanding the issues concerning suicide and mental health is an important way to take part in suicide prevention. Thank you, Ana Oliveira. Very good, Maria. That's a very important issue. We really have to spread all this information because we know the suicide now is this epidemic, silent epidemic we are living, and we have to prevent. We know we can prevent it. We learn from Anna right now. Anyone else? Oh, good. See, Viviane, Lucas.
Oh, Viviane Osaka from Kenya. I'm so much excited to be here. We are very happy that you arrived with us, Viviane. Welcome. You're welcome here. Do we have more messages? Ercílio Cavalcante, one common thought on people wanting to suicide is that the death ends everything, all the pain, all the suffering from the current life. Exactly, Ercílio. That's why spreading this message is so important. We don't know who is in pain, and this message can save lives, can save several lives. So let's spread the message that the life continues and the death does not end everything. So let's
Yes,
share this message, my friends. Do we have some
I,
more
I,
comments?
yes, I wonder what Ercílio said, that suicide comes with a false idea that you will find a relief, which is not true. Material life, and when you end the material life, you continue, goes on as a spirit. Then you have to face the same problems and the suffering that you are still having.
And look what an important message of Vanessa. Our life matters. We are never alone. Exactly, we are never alone. We always have someone to help us, and we can always help someone else. Gabi, look who sent message.
Oh, Honey Safad. Did I say it right, Honey? Okay, he said, hello all. Glad to be here with you, Honey from Syria and watching from Lebanon. Oh, very good. Very good. Thank you. Be welcome, please, my friend. Aline, Aline Mainardes Furquim. Hello, thank you for those nice reflection. Thank you, Aline, for being here with us. Okay?
We are
Do you
so
have
glad
do you have
to
more?
share with all of you.
I
Let's see if
think
our
we can read some more later, right? Well,
yes.
my friends, Spiritism helps us to understand where we came from, where we are going to, and what are the causes of human suffering, what we are talking right now, right? And the Spiritist Center is the place where we can learn more about Spiritist teachings. For this last lecture of our event, we invite our dear sister Ana Paula Cardia from Apex, North Carolina, United States, to address the theme Spiritist Center, School of the Soul. Welcome, Ana Paula.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna. I am from the Light of the Soul Christian Spiritist Center at Apex, North Carolina, in the United States. And I'm here to present to you guys the class about Spiritist Center School of the Soul. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Spiritist Center. But before we get there, there's a message from Joanna de Angelis where she explains to us that we are in what she calls a century of anguish. Like thinking about the world that we live in, all the difficult times that we're going through, our planet, is a planet of trials and expiations. And Joanna Jungeli talks to us and tells us about how much we see people sad, we see people depressed, we see a lot of hunger, a lot of unemployment, people with lots of needs. And that generates a certain lack of interest in life. That generates people becoming rebellious and desperate, like asking for help. And Johanna presents to us why Spiritism comes to help us with all of these vicissitudes, these difficulties that we go through our lives, right? It seems that we're always trying to do something or look for something or achieve something, conquer something in order to achieve happiness, in order to become happy, right? And Allan Kardec comes to talk to us and tell us on the gospel about what happiness really is, right? So he tells us that the clear idea of the future life provides unshakable faith in the future, faith that carries enormous consequences on the moralization of man, because it completely changes their point of view under which they face earthly life. The prospect of future happiness that awaits men will give them patience, resignation, and courage to go to the end of their lives. Thus, Spiritism confirms what Jesus said of the promised consoler. Knowledge of those things that make man know where he came from, where he's going, why he's on earth. So Spiritism brings to us, starts to kind of to teach us, to show us where, why we're here, where we come from, what is the point of being here on earth, why do we have to go through things the way that we go through, why do we pass through difficulties the way that we pass through difficulties, why the suffering around us happen the way that it happens. So it gives us that, it strengthens us in a way that it strengthens our spirit and gives us faith and hope for a future life, for a better life, helping us understand that this is just a passage and that we're here to achieve something, and how important it is, the opportunity of this life that we have here. And then, listening, hearing this, you might just ask, does Spiritism makes us happy? How does Spiritism makes us happy, right? And Allan Kardec brings to us in the Spiritist magazine that the main source of progress of Spiritist ideas is the satisfaction it provides to those who study them. It is something more than a simple hobby. Since everyone wants happiness, they connect to an idea that makes them happy. So, explaining to us about reincarnation, showing us that this is just a passage, presenting to us that we are immortal spirits and that we have an enormous future, ahead of us, that everything that we go through here is going to pass. This in itself, these spiritist ideas as Kardec brings to us, helps us to keep going, helps us to stay motivated, to go through everything that we have to go through. So it gives us a sense of joy and a sense of happiness. So Spiritism is a wonderful doctrine, and studying Spiritism is one of the most important things for us, in the Spiritist Center too. It brings to us, what are the aspects of the Spiritist Center? Do I come here only to study, right? And the Spiritist study is comprised of many aspects, and among them, we see that the Spiritist Center is a home. We see that the Spiritist Center is a school. Spiritist Center is a temple, and the Spiritist Center is also a hospital. We're going to go through all of them so I can explain to you all what each one of these means. So a school, right? So the Spiritist school the Spiritist Center is a school where we can learn and teach, plant the good and harvest the blessings, enlightening and improving us in the eternal pathway. So Emmanuel and André Luiz teaches this to us, showing us that the Spiritist Center is a place where we can learn about the eternal spirit that we are. We can learn about the future life, how humongous is actually life for us as eternal spirits, and the reasons why we're here. How it explains to us why we are on earth, and it brings to us this knowledge, this beautiful knowledge, putting us in contact with the spiritual guides that we have. So it's a school, studying at the Spiritist Center is wonderful. It opens up our views and our ideas to so much more than what we can see and experience right now in this moment. It's also a home. The Spiritist Center will feel embraced. As soon as you start coming and frequenting, and you start to get to know people and getting involved and participating in the studies and the charity opportunities, we see it's a home of solidarity, like it says here. Emmanuel tells us It's a home of human solidarity, where the stronger brothers are the support for the weaker, and where the happiest are brought in assistance to those who suffer under misfortunes. So it's a home of opportunity to learn to love, to develop virtues, you know, to let go of vices and develop the virtues that we so want to achieve. It's also a temple, right? The same way it is a worship temple, destituted of rituals, of ceremonies, or any type of external cult, characterized by simplicity, being pleasant and conducive to the elevation of our thoughts, to God, and to the action of charity in our expressions. So the Spiritist Center is a temple because it is a place of worship. You know, Spiritism is a doctrine that is connected to Jesus. He helps us understand the spiritual side of ourselves, the spiritual plane, the good spirits helping us, putting us in contact with them, but using that mediumship, that connection for the good of all, and connected to Jesus' teaching. So it is a place of worship. It is a temple where we go and pay respects to Jesus and to all the good spirits that help us. And also a good thing to emphasize here is that we don't have any rituals. We don't have any ceremonies. There's nothing, no cults. No, sometimes there's so many different schools of theories about spiritualism out there that sometimes it can be confusing. You know, people that comes with different notions and ideas about what spiritualism is might be confused and not understand exactly what spiritism is. But spiritism is a doctrine of love, you know, that teaches us how to love our neighbor, how to follow Jesus' steps. There's no black magic. There's no any negative connotation that you might associate with spirits. We are here to learn to develop ourselves, you know, self-knowledge and loving ourselves and loving the other is the most important lessons that we learn in the Spiritist temple, in the Spiritist center. So it is a temple, a place of worship, and a place to learn to love. And it's also a hospital, right? You know, it's a place of rebalance and harmony. It's also a hospital of souls. Not that we're going to try to cure the body, but the soul, the spirit that is inhabiting this body, right? And we have the passes, we have the magnetized water, we have prayer, we have these obsessive processes and treatments. So we are illuminating the consciousness, we're illuminating the spirit. And in this sense, you know, it brings health to the body, health to the mind, and health to the soul, in a holistic approach. Because everything we learn through spirit is that everything that manifests in the body is coming first from the spirit. So once you start treating the spirit, consequently, you start treating the body as well, right? So it is a hospital for the souls. And what is earth if it's not like a big school and a big hospital, 6 souls, right? The Spiritist Center is here to help us also to take care of that part of ourselves. So the Spiritist Center is a temple, but it's not only a building of material nature. It's not just walls, right? It's the people, it's the essence in there that is what fulfills us. It's a point in the planet where the reason faith studies in the universe laws, especially in what concerns the conscience and justice, the edification of the destiny and the immortality of the soul. How beautiful is this, right? So it's the school of the soul. Our spiritual friends always teaches us to consider the Spiritist Center as the most important school for our soul, because it is in the Spiritist temple that we receive from others and that we can donate from the values that will serve each one of us for the eternal life. So Emmanuel tells us that it's the most important school for our soul, right? It's a blessing to have a Spiritist Center here available for us. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So activities in the Spiritist Center. So here I'm going to show you a little bit of what the activities. So the timing and the days of the week here is pertaining to the Spiritist Center where I go to right now. So to the Light of the Soul. So I'm going to show you a little bit some of the activities that we have. We have on Mondays, we have the triage, which is when people come, when they first get to the Spiritist Center and they want to know more about what it is, or if they're looking for a spiritual treatment. It's a time for a fraternal conversation, and then the person is going to be redirected according to her needs. On Tuesday, we have the public meetings where we have, we're always studying a topic. We're studying the gospel. Each week is a different topic, a different chapter of the gospel that we study. And it's open to all. And like everything in the Spiritist Center, everything is free of charge. You don't have to pay for anything. It's all volunteer-based work. And on Tuesday, we have the public meetings, which is when the house is fully open. On Wednesday, we have spiritual treatment, which, it's made by appointment for those that pass through the triage and were directed to it. And then afterwards, we have the School of the Mediums, which is the study for those that had already gone through the studies on the basic cycle of studies on Saturdays. So Saturdays, we have the School of Spiritist Studies, which is like for adults, in the evening, in our case here. And we have like a very structured course that we do, and it's a wonderful opportunity. It's like a lot of joy actually to participate in these studies. We invite everyone. It's open to everyone. We also, on our Spiritist Center here, we have the Alta de Souza food drive every Saturday. It's one of our charitable activities. And also at the end of the month, the last Saturday of the month, here we have a more structured charitable activity at the refugee site. So here are some of the activities that we have. So the food drive, we're always wearing our little blue jackets and all that. And children and teenagers and families, everybody's invited to participate. We have our assistance stations at the refugees where we assist adults, families, children. We always have activities for adults and for the children when we go to do our charity work. We bring donations, food donations, clothes donations. It's a beautiful thing. Like the charity work, the Spiritist Centers is wonderful. And we have the study group, like we said, praying is wonderful, but working is also good. And studying to become workers and volunteers at the Spiritist Center is a huge part of our center as well. So the blessing of work, just wanted to talk a little bit about how important the volunteering at the Spiritist Center is, how important us doing charity work is for the Spiritist Center. So Divaldo brings to us that work is any and all physical, material, intellectual, and spiritual activity. It's an individual, social, economic, and moral need that leads men to develop and develop society towards improvement. It's a driving force that provides progress of humanity in all aspects considered. Kardec actually asked the spirits, do we need to work? Is it a law of nature? And the spirits said that yes, it is a necessity. It's an obligation that we have. So in order to improve society as a whole. And then he asked, but it's only labor is only occupation of material nature. And then Kardec told, the spirits told Kardec that no, the spirit labors like the body. So we're always constantly working spiritually as well, right? In the Spiritist Center, when we do charity work, we are exercising both sides of ourselves, the physical there, but also the material, fulfilling this material need, but also, working our spirit, because we are always growing when we're there. We're doing charity, studying Spiritism is something that is growing our spirit. It's labor and work and wonderful work for ourselves. And when we're working, when we're busy, when our minds and our hands are busy there doing work, helping others, there's no thoughts on negative things. We let go of all the negative thoughts, and we let go of anything, any vices, and we start developing our virtues. And also the moral thing. When we see others with bigger problems than ours, we forget that our problems are so small, and that helps us to kind of put things into perspective as well. Right? So we all need one another. We cannot live by ourselves. One needs the other, and work also enlightens the spirit. It's self-improvement, it's self-enlightenment. Teamwork, being the Spiritist Center, doing charity together is teamwork. And the Spiritist Center provides us this possibility, this opportunity for uplifting work, for learning, for giving. It's a place where we respect our differences. We work together and we offer one another our own potential. And each one in the Spiritist Center has something to give. Has something wonderful to offer. There's always good in all of us. And we're going to conclude this with a phrase from Paul the Apostle, in his first letter to the Corinthians. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, stand firm, let nothing move you. Always give yourselves fully to the work of the Lord, because you know that your labor in the Lord is not in vain. Thank you so much for joining me, for listening. I appreciate you all. God loves us and bless us all. Thank you so much.
Gabi, what a nice talk. That was amazing talk. I learned a lot about the Spiritist Center. And look, the comments
Me too.
are arriving in our social media. So, do you want to read two comments first?
Of course. Rafael Medeiros said, interesting to know that the Spiritist Center is the school of the soul. Me too, Rafael. I agree totally with you. So we have here Thais BRS. Every moment we have on earth is worth living. Be them good or bad moments. All will be valuable lessons that will bring us closer to God. That's such nice thing to hear, Thais. Do we have
Thais
more?
is our friend from Thais is our friend from Finland, Gabi.
Finland. Oh, we welcome the whole country of Finland. Very good.
Oh, here we have Henrique Fonseca. Certainly, the Spiritist Center is a home for us, a place where we can learn and put into practice what we learned. Exactly, Henrique. It's the study and practice together always, so we can not only read but put in practice in our lives everything that we learned. Do we have more? Oh, Pupa! Pupa Araújo, our friend, it's a school to educate our soul on how to interact between the material world and the spiritual world, and the consequences and repercussions in our present life and future lives. Exactly. We learn that this is not our only life, that we had past lives and we will have future lives, and everything that we do has several consequences for the good or not.
Yes, Lucas. And I wonder if we're gonna have also a Concafras Global webinar in our future lives as well, because I'm enjoying this a lot. And the talk of this about the Spiritist Center was very interesting. If you don't know any Spiritist Center in your city and you would like to know more about Spiritism, please write us through the email global-concafras.com. Exactly, that's the one. Can you see it on the screen? Or through the WhatsApp number you are watching right now. in your screen.
Exactly, Gabi. So if everyone wants to know more about Spiritism, wants to know how can I do if I don't have any Spiritist center in my city, text us in this WhatsApp or write us an email and we can talk more later. And in order to know more about some activities that are carried out in a Spirit Center, we have prepared two short videos for you to watch with us. Remembering that after we will have the spiritual treatment at a distance with the application of the pass. We know that spiritual treatment at a distance is totally possible and effective to meet our needs. So let's prepare some container of pure water to be fluidized during this treatment. And now let's go to the videos.
Hello, friends. My name is Cara Valentino, and I'm with the Light of the Soul Spiritist Center in Apex, North Carolina, here to talk to you for just a few minutes about what charity work we do in our Spiritist Center. So we basically do two kinds of charity. We do charity with the refugees in Raleigh, and also we do the Alta de Souza food drive. First, I'd like to talk to you about the charity that we do with the refugees. We work with them once a month, and we generally collect donations throughout the month. We have folks bring any clothes or food that they want to donate. And then we help, it's about maybe 75, around 75 to 100 refugees per month that are assisted when we go. And we have about maybe between 5 to 15 volunteers. And we collect again like food and clothing and linens. And the first thing that we do on the day that we're going to go to the refugees is we sort through all of the donations and we work through what's been kept, what we're going to keep, what we're going to give them. We label all of the things into boxes that are labeled by gender and by age. And then we load the cars. And while we're doing that, we kind of just have a reflection, right? As we're organizing things, we're also kind of organizing our inner world too. We're organizing the part of also which part of ourselves will we donate through this work of charity, which is also not just giving of things, but it's also giving of the heart and giving of our energy. And like as we're loading the cars, we're also reflecting, what resources am I loading into my own spiritual growth? What am I accumulating that I can actually take into the spiritual realm with me? Because we know we cannot take anything material with us. So these are some of the reflections that we do while we're sorting. Then when we arrive, we all kind of caravan over to the refugee site. This is a place where refugees are housed by the government temporarily, and they usually come with nothing. So we harmonize as workers, and then we invite them to listen to the gospel. We have children's activities, and then we give out the donations. And it's just a really beautiful opportunity for us all to see that that how much we have, right? And we also just kind of offer harmonizing energy to the refugees. We pray, we sing, and it's just a beautiful all-around experience. And then with the Alta de Souza food drive, what we do is we 1 week we'll go door to door. We'll pray first, and then we go to a different neighborhood, and we knock on the doors and we ask for donations, and we also pray for those families. We have one person that is knocking on the door and speaking with the family and telling them who we are. And then we have another person that stands to the side and just holds that whole home in prayer, sending light and love and harmonizing energy into the home. And then we tell them we'll come back in 1 week to collect the donations. And then we go to a few houses, and then we go back to the center, and then we pray. And then we come back the following week at the same time to collect the donations. And if they gave us a donation, then we give them a message that says thank you, and also just another spiritual message. And if they don't want to give anything, or if they don't answer the door, we just leave another message. But at all times, what we're really doing is praying, and also praying for those souls that are in the spiritual realm, but still in the homes with these families, praying that everyone gets the assistance that they need. And also, as with all charity work, as we're doing that praying, we are also feeling blessed by the light that is generated. So these are some of the activities that we do for charitable work at Light of the Soul Christian Spiritist Center in Apex, North Carolina. Thank you so much, friends. May God bless us all.
Hello, friends. I'm here today to talk about my experience with the courses in the Spirit Center here in the United States. So before the COVID, we at the Light of the Soul in Apex, North Carolina, USA, we had 3 classes in progress with 3 completed meetings. So we had basic notions in English with 4 students, basic notions in Portuguese with 4 students, and another group of studying past treatment in Portuguese with 2 students. Then in March, we were hit by the COVID breakout and all the complications. So we weren't allowed anymore to have gathering of people inside closed space. But with that, we came with immediate solution. We implement the implementation of online courses through Zoom meeting. So the courses were not interrupted. We didn't miss even one single meeting. So the dynamics of the meeting is like this. From the cell phone, tablet, or computer, all students access a link, right? So from 4:30 p.m. to 4:40 p.m. local time, there is a collective moment where we listen to music, we pray together, and we have initial comments. From 4:40 to 4:45, people are taken to the breakout room. So people are separate in virtual rooms according to the course that they are taking. From 4:45 to 6:50, the classes are taking place according to the program. From 6:50 to 7, we get together again for final prayers and closing comments. Okay, so we were doing that locally. We are located in this red dot in North Carolina. So we like the idea so much that we decide to invite other spirit center to be with us. So we to be with us. So every red dot you see in the map, there are somebody there who is studying with us. So now we are 4 spirit center plus other people from the United States studying together. We have basic notions in Portuguese, nosolar in Portuguese, and past treatment in Portuguese too, and magnetic chain. We have 5 groups of people studying together. So here we are, happy and had a lot of fun with the course in the Spirit Center. Thank you.
So now prepare yourself to receive the spiritual treatment at a distance. You should get in a comfortably position in your place. Tune into Jesus and let yourself be guided through the prayer. But don't get out of here. Right after the treatment, we will have the final prayer and some important messages for you.
Let's get ready for the bath and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capernaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathes all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water. Lucas, I'm delighted with this Concafras Global Webinar Programming. It was an event full of current themes that console and touch in the deepest part of our hearts.
Yeah, Gabi, me either. One of the goals of Concafras is to expand our bonds of friendship, strengthening ties of legitimate fraternity through working for good, studying the Spiritist doctrine, and practicing charity, as Jesus Christ taught.
Yes. And by the way, the fourth World Concafras will be held in Luanda, Angola in 2022. We live here friends from Angola who are organized this event with great affection. in order to receive participants from all over the world.
Yes, I'm very anxious to talk 2022 to go to Angola. And since prayer is an universal manifestation of the creature in relation to the creator, we separated a song to honor our African brothers and sisters entitled Hosi Katekisa, which is a prayer in the Tsonga language spoken mainly in Mozambique, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. Right after this, we will also watch a short video sent by the organizing committee of the Fourth World Concafras.
Good.
Mãe África, escolhida pelo alto para berço da humanidade. Natureza exuberante e tropical. África de todas as cores. Gigante imponente a se afirmar num mundo em transição. Um povo que triunfa nas lutas redentoras rumo à nova era. Acolhe em teu seio os filhos do teu solo e os outros que a ti retornam pela lei do progresso. Prepara-te para significativas missões no milénio que inicia. irradia teus valores e deixa-te fecundar pelo bem que do alto te envolve. África, seja a fraternidade a tua meta, seja a paz a tua bandeira, seja Jesus o teu guia.
Olá, bonjour, je m'appelle Ninette, je vous invite à la Concafras 2022 à l'Angola. Au revoir!
Hello, brothers and sisters from around the world.
Gostaríamos de convidá-los a juntarem-se a nós
We would like to invite you to join us
para as Concafras Mundial de 2022 aqui em Angola.
to 2022 Concafras here in Angola.
Concafras é trabalho,
Concafras is work,
Concafras é amor,
Concafras is love,
Concafras é paz.
Concafras is peace. Nós esperamos por vocês.
Precisamos da sua alegria, precisamos da sua ajuda. Venha para a Concafras Mundial em Angola.
Olá! Venha ao Concafras 2022. Promete!
Oh, Gabi, our event comes to an end.
Oh.
Still have one last message. Right after the final prayer, we went to the transmission YouTube. But if you have any questions about the topics covered in the webinar, or want to talk a little bit more about Spiritism in your country, or even you want to know more about Spiritism and you don't know where to find it, we will have a small virtual meeting that will start right after the transmission ends in 15 minutes. Just access the link that appears here on your screen. Where's the link? Link! Yes! It's a link to a Zoom meeting. So it's bit.ly/concafras2. So just copy this address because it's not now. Let's do the prayer first. Write this address, copy it, and then after the final prayer, you can access it through your computer or mobile browser. If you are in any Concafras WhatsApp group, this link will be also posted there.
Yes, let's repeat, please. Right after the final prayer, we will end the transmission on YouTube. But if you have any questions about the topics covered in the webinar or want to talk a little bit more about Spiritism in your country, even or more about Spiritism, you will have a small virtual meeting that will start in 15 minutes, okay? You can drink a little bit of water and come back here. Just access the link, the same link that appears on your screen right now. Copy this address that appears in your screen, and after the final prayer, access it through your computer or mobile browser. If you are in a Concafras WhatsApp group, we know some of you are, this link will be also posted there. Okay?
Thank you, Gabi. So now we are going to ask the Christian Joy team for a last song in preparation for the final prayer. And then we invite our brother Rodrigo Villar from Canada to do the prayer for us. Have a great week, all of you. Christian Joy.
See dear brothers and sisters, with full of joy in our hearts, I'm gonna ask all of us to close our eyes, elevate our thoughts to the Lord, to our Master, being thankful for this great opportunity to be united, to learn more about Jesus' teachings according to the Spiritism. Please bless all people here today that spend the time learning more about depression, more about suicide, about the Spiritism, and how Spiritism can become our home, temple, school, and hospital. Please guide us in the work of charity, the self-enlightenment towards the study as this blessed webinar. Keep us strong to face the challenges. Please help us to find solutions towards our difficulties. Please help us to find the light in the darkness, to find cure in the disease and illness, find peace inside us. Please help us change ourselves from the inside out, that we can follow your example, Master, and show through our actions all the learning this doctrine is guiding us and help us to become better people. Bless all those that could not attend the meeting today, and send all this light, the energy that we have here, to illuminate all the spirits that need help, all the suffering spirits that are here with us, learning and find the way to the light. Please help us to thank every opportunity that we have in life. Please help us to be thankful for this incarnation, the best incarnation of our lives, that we can prepare for our future with joy and hope. And then we can finally meet in the spiritual world with our conscience in peace. So be it.
Thank you, Rodrigo. And we thank everyone that was with us here in the Concafras Global webinar today. We thank you with all of our heart, and we wish the best week for you, and God bless you all.
Lucas, I feel honored to participate of this event, and I feel very glad to be here. I thank you all, everybody who participated from the beginning until now. And please don't forget, join us in the link we said in the Zoom meeting for us to talk a little bit more Spiritism, and also to talk about Spiritism in your country. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you, my dear friend. It was such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you all. Thank you all, and thank God for this.
Bye-bye.
Bye.